Uh, Call of Duty is just so hard now. Like, I can't quick scope. I can't run around, running gun. I can't adapt to the game. It's just I don't know why they had to change the game. You know, every year Call of Duty's the same game, and they finally changed it, and I can't handle it. I'm not. I realize I'm not really good at games, and I can't take it anymore. I keep dying, and it's finally realistic, and it's too real for me and too intense. I can't take it, guys. It's I'm gonna go back to Black Ops 4, and yeah, that's about it, guys. It's just too hard for me. It's too intense and real, and I like arcadey type games like Fortnite and little kids playing it. So I go back to that. Okay, bye.
So if you watch the first part of the video, then awesome, because the rest of the video is going to be me ranting a little bit at first, and then getting into the problems with the game that aren't a lot, but I want to talk about the Call of Duty community. And if you've seen my last few videos, then on Call of Duty in general, then it's kind of like that, but this is like different because every year people complain about Call of Duty. Either it's the same Call of Duty, it's different a little bit and people don't like the change, or it's too different, or it's a little different, or if it's just whatever it may be, you can't please this community to save your life. But this year, I personally feel they finally changed for the better, even though the game just came out. And I don't know what that was. The game's only going to get better with updates, and I think by the end of it, it's going to be better than it already is. But this community is so they're so confused on what they want. And I understand Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, all these people, they can't please everybody. But I just wish the community would just stop complaining, because if that first part of the video, that was me pretty much making fun of the Call of Duty elitists, and like, this is how they act without even knowing. So, and that's also a nod to my old YouTube channel. I used to make funny videos like that. Anyways, I'm gonna get into this review. So I'm gonna start by saying this is my favorite Call of Duty, and yes, I got the regular edition for the first time from Walmart, double XP for 3 hours from Walmart. I want to first off start by saying that there's really no point of getting the Ultimate Edition or the Pro Edition, whatever they're called this year, unless you want the actual night vision goggles, which are limited time. But if you're looking for like the Pro Edition, whatever it's called, I'm not sure what it's called this year. There's really not much of a point, because the DLC season pass will be free for as long how long they do that for. I'm not sure how long it's going to be free, but the maps will be free for now. So it's really not much of a point, because all the other years I got Call of Duty, I got the other editions because they actually included the season pass. You got like a cool steelbook, which you still get. And this year you don't really get, you just get a steelbook. Obviously, you get a few other things added into there, but it's not really worth the 140 or something in Canada. So I just got the regular edition since there's no season pass. Um, so yeah, that's good and bad, I guess. I guess it's good they're getting free maps. So I want to start by saying that this is my favorite Call of Duty, probably this generation. I'm not saying a lot, because every year there's a Call of Duty since 2013 this generation. So that's when the PS4 and Xbox One came out. Am I saying this game's perfect? No, I don't want anyone to think that this game's perfect. The last perfect Call of Duty I played is probably Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, which is still my favorite COD of all time, next to Modern Warfare 2. But I do think this is the best Call of Duty since uh, either since Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1. It's somewhere between that. Last year I reviewed Black Ops 4, and I thought it was probably the second best Call of Duty this year. Some people might agree. I don't really care. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. So this is a little bit better than that. I'm already gonna say this is a 9. This is easily a 9 out of 10. It's probably gonna get better, like with the updates I said. Some websites are giving it around 8. 7.5, 8, 8.5. I think it's a 9. I can tell you why. First off, alright, so this is where the video is going to get a little ranty. For all the people that are complaining about the maps in the game, I'm looking at you guys. People are saying the maps are too big, they encourage camping, the layouts are bad, and like they want the 3-lane map again, all the 3-lane maps like we have every other year. So this Call of Duty, they finally changed. They give you different maps, realistic maps. Keep in mind, a lot of these maps are in real life. You can find. Um, so they give you more natural flowing maps, and yet people are still complaining, not knowing that this game's supposed to be more natural, more realistic, more immersive, more tactical. So they completely change, make Call of Duty the way it's supposed to be, in my opinion. It's a military shooter. Get rid of the jetpacks, the boots on the ground again, all that stuff. Since Black Ops 4, they didn't have jetpacks, but you can still do stuff. No grapple hooks, none of that. Just boots on the ground, immersive, gritty combat. Now, am I saying the maps are perfect? No, they're not perfect. Are they? Am I saying they're bad either? No, I think they're good. They're decent to good. Some of the maps are bigger for 10-on-10 combat, domination, team deathmatch, and then some of them are smaller, depending on what game mode you want to play. Some of these maps you can find like that are similar to like Black Ops 2, like Standoff. Remember Standoff in Black Ops 2? Well, some of the maps kind of look like that. They're just as big, and yet people don't complain about that. I don't know. But like I said, you can't please everybody with this community. They get rid of this 3-lane maps, which is actually a complaint about from the community, coming from the community themselves. So they change that. Go figure. Make it more realistic. Make it more immersive. People still complain. Now, I do agree that this game does encourage campers more sometimes because the claymores are really overused. That's the only problem I have is with the camping a little bit. Although it still makes the game more tactical, like because you can kind of, it's like Rainbow Six Siege, I guess. This game is a perfect blend of Rainbow Six Siege and Battlefield. Yeah, people will complain about Battlefield with the big maps, but all of a sudden Call of Duty has it. And the ground war mode is great too. It's like Call of Duty, or sorry, it's like Battlefield without the destructible environments. It's super fun. I don't have a problem with that at all. I didn't play the Spec Ops mode. I just wanted, I'll let you know, this is not a review on the Spec Ops mode, although I heard it's good. I heard it's really hard. If you don't have a good team members, you're gonna fail. This is mostly on the campaign and multiplayer. So right now I'm talking about the multiplayer first. So yeah, I don't have much of a complaint about the maps. I'm just so sick of the community like complaining about the dumbest things. And yet, another complaint I guess they have is like the map, the mini map. I do understand that. I do think it's kind of better. It does encourage camping more, I guess. But one thing I don't understand is like why is there a suppressor in the game when there's no point of having a suppressor? Because when you shoot a suppressor, the point is like no one pops up on you don't pop up on the mini map. But if there is a mini map to begin with, there's no red dots on it. There's not much of a point of having a suppressor. If anything, it makes it worse. So there are coming up updates where they might change the mini map back to the old one. I'm fine with that. So I just wish the community would stop complaining. This game is not bad. Graphically, it's the best Call of Duty this generation, or just in general, best Call of Duty looking game. And one of the best looking games this generation alone. So the graphics are automatically around 9.5 out of 10. The sound's amazing. You'll notice the sound's the best sound they've ever had. The first few minutes I played the multiplayer, I was blown away. I'm like, you can actually feel something for once in Call of Duty. It's not the same old engine. The brand new engine's there. They finally changed the engine. You can actually feel every bullet hit. It feels rewarding. Every reload. The gunplay is the best it's ever been. And like people are complaining because it's too realistic and it's better. It's like amped. It's like revamped, I guess I should say. Sorry. Yeah, I started feeling that right away. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is what Call of Duty should be. It's gritty and like, and if people playing about the maps, like, they're not too big. Like, you just need to know how to play the game. I'm sorry you can't adapt to the game. There's every other Call of Duty is a different situation. And yet this year people are complaining. Maybe they'll change it. I don't know. I don't think it needs to be changed. Maybe add some old maps, and with the new maps, make 3-lane maps. I don't know. So graphically, it's the best Call of Duty. Campaign-wise, I'll talk about the campaign first a little bit now, and then get back to the multiplayer. The campaign is great. It's just really short. It's about 5 to 6 hours. I beat it around 5.5. It's one of the most intense, gritty, like I said, realistic, somewhat controversial campaigns. It's great. Going back to the old Modern Warfare games, mixing with some new things. It leaves room for another Modern Warfare, although the story picks up in Spec Ops, I heard. So yeah, the downside is that it's really short, but it's sweet. Short but sweet. Other than that, I have nothing much to say about the campaign. It's just a really good time. Some really good missions like Clean House and Hometown, where you get to be different characters too. Really good levels. So, am I saying that this game is perfect? Like I said, no. It's a 9 out of 10 right now, as it stands, in my opinion. I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and I think the community that's complaining, they just can't adapt to the game and they can't handle it because it's too realistic, and they're not used to the same call. They're used to the same Call of Duty every year. So once it finally changes, it's almost like they have no time to want to change and have that learning curve. I understand the camping is, it gets to the point where it gets frustrating, but you can't really blame the game all the time for that. You got to blame yourself on how you're playing the game. I'm not saying you should be camping too because other people are camping, but come on, man. Call of Duty's always had camping, whether it's in Black Ops or not. And is it because of the map sometimes? Sure. But, I mean, the maps aren't that bad. They're just not thrilling. This is more of a realistic approach in war and combat. Believe it or not, this stuff would happen more in real life anyways. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. This is the most change we've gotten Call of Duty since forever. The last biggest change was Advanced Warfare. I'm wearing it. Hate on me if you want. That was a change for more of a sci-fi shooter. People complain about that, of course. Every other people complain about Call of Duty. I understand why people complain. I gave that game an 8 out of 10. I thought it was solid. It was a refreshment. It was something new, innovative. Even though jetpacks have been around since Halo, Call of Duty didn't. I think they did a pretty decent job. It was kind of chaotic. Campaign was great. Anyways, I don't want to talk about Advanced Warfare right now. But this is going back to them changing again, but going back to boots on the ground this time. The complete opposite. World War II, they had that kind of, but the engine was still the same. And they didn't do anything new as far as gameplay wise. This time they did. So I think the people that are complaining about this game, about the maps especially, and how people are playing it, don't blame the game. They gave you what you want. I don't care what anybody says at this point. The maps will get better if you are complaining about that, and the updates will get better. And if people are still complaining after that, then I give up on this community. I've already given up on this community a long time ago. I just buy COD now because I think it's still going to be good every year, and I think it's going to get better now, especially with this game. So if you like, I'm gonna leave it at this. If you like games like Battlefield, big wars, a little bit chaotic, but at the same time you like a tactical shooter like Rainbow Six Siege, it's a combination of that mixed sprinkled with Call of Duty, and plus some new things like the engine. Like I said, some of the best gameplay, gun mechanics, all that stuff. I like this just as much as Battlefield 1. It reminds me of that. For some reason. But anyways, I don't have much to say. Just stop complaining. Then they're not gonna please everybody, okay? Every year people complain about Call of Duty. It's getting tiresome. And like I said, I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10. It's my favorite Call of Duty since Black Ops 1. Pretty much. So what do you think? Let me know. Is it your favorite Call of Duty since Black Ops 1? What's your favorite Call of Duty? I don't know. I like it better than last year's, and this game will be getting a Battle Royale mode, so it'll be even better. I don't know how they're going to do that with the time to kill and all that. They might have to change a little bit of a few things, but get this game if you like realistic, gritty shooters, not this arcadey bullshit. Okay? This is a game for grown-ups, you can say. And I guess some people haven't grown up yet. That's my review. Peace out. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention. This game has the best customization you'll ever see in a Call of Duty. I'm only on level 29 right now in my ranking. Some of the guns I've ranked up to maybe level 18, a couple of them. But I heard that they go up to around 100, and you can add on so many different attachments. A bunch more things. So also the best customization you'll ever see in Call of Duty. Gun-wise. Ranking-wise. So I mean, like I said, there's so many new additions to this game that people aren't seeing, and they're only focusing on the maps as if like they're really that bad. Like every year people focus on the negative side of Call of Duty only, and there's going to be negatives, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot more positives I think in this game. And some of the people that are reviewing this game, you're not going to get a biased review from me. Some of the people that are reviewing this game, they're only talking about the maps. because they can't adapt to it. Because they're used to the same old bullshit Call of Duty every year. The 3-lane maps. This isn't that. That's all I really have to say. Peace out.